Stop resisting.
I am not resisting.
I am not resisting. I am not
Put your hand
assisting.
behind your back.
Starting tomorrow, I'm no longer just a shipping clerk. I'm chairman of the board.
And it's all because of
Freekeene.com. Keene police make their move on freedom activists in New Hampshire.
Hi.
Guys, you're all under arrest for criminal trespass, okay?
Well, it's not okay.
Okay. You've all been asked to leave.
I was not asked to leave.
12 arrests in 2 minutes.
Sir, please.
Jim.
Stop resisting.
I am not resisting. I am not resisting. I am not
Put your hand
assisting.
behind your back, please.
No, we're going to walk. Are you going to walk or are you going to get cuffed?
It's an incident I wanted to talk about in a little more depth. As many of you may already be aware, about 50 demonstrators, or just visitors, from the Liberty Movement, showed up at Keene's new jail, either to protest or to try and visit Russell Canning, or to try and pick somebody up. The reason there were so many of them there was because Keene Freedom Fest had just ended nearby. Now, I'm going to give you a little more background, then I have some new ideas for what a proper response would be to the arrests. In terms of proportion, I'd rate this as probably one of the top 3 most egregious acts by New Hampshire law enforcement personnel against liberty activists in Keene or in New Hampshire, anywhere. But it was also an act of aggression against Keene taxpayers, who will have to foot the bill for their incarceration and the trial processes. The only people responsible for the decision to make these arrests, the only people responsible for that, are the people who made the arrests. If they had done it to protect someone, then that decision would stand up to the scrutiny of the public. If they were acting vindictively, or just trying to show everyone who's boss, well, they get less support. Activists say at least some of them were not given a clear warning to leave before their arrests began. Police say the group was told to leave. And there is a sign at the entrance to the jail that says, "You must leave when told to." Of course, you're not banned from simply entering the property. Activists say police did inform some of the group that they needed to leave, but didn't inform everyone in the group. Because the area was so big, telling one group of people one thing didn't guarantee that the message would get to everyone else.
Let's go.
Follow you.
Yes, follow me.
What's your name? What are we under arrest for? Criminal trespass. What is that all about?
Yeah, this is private property.
So you're saying that the government of New Hampshire does not own this property?
The sign says the Cheshire County Commissioners own this property.
So are they a private organization?
Anyway, I think it always comes down to the one thing that hardly anyone ever talks about. Or at least the one thing people don't talk about enough. And that is, what can I do? Or what can you do? Fortunately, the government has already done a lot of our work for us. By making the arrests, they've successfully tied down an already overburdened, almost teetering court system. New Hampshire Supreme Court Judge John Broderick was on the record sometime in early May or late April, telling the Nashua Telegraph he's going to have to start, or the system is going to have to start letting low-level offenders walk. This because of cuts to the courts. Presumably, all 12 of the arrestees who are able will take their cases to trial at least. Some might pay fines, probably half would choose to go to jail. rather than assist the state in that manner. The incident also gave me an idea, although I'm not sure Keene would be the right place to do it, I'm not sure Keene would be the right place to do it because their conditions at that jail are relatively humane compared to conditions at some of the other jails in the state. But anyway, my thought was some kind of a humanitarian aid convoy to a jail. Or it didn't have to be a convoy, it could even be just one person or a small number of people. But, I don't know, you drive vehicles to a jail that have goodies in them or something else, and either you get turned away and you back down, or you get turned away and you do civil disobedience, refuse to leave. Then you put the jail in the position, or the police in the position of arresting you for trying to help their prisoners. I mean, if you just happen to be hunting for more and more, better and better civil disobedience ideas, as I have done intermittently, and Russell and Mike Fisher have done intermittently over the last few years. The other thing that might be constructive would be to increase the number of demonstrations outside that jail. Obviously, you might not be able to go on the property, since they're apparently pretty touchy about that. But when there's a crackdown like this, authorities should always feel like the crackdown has resulted in a larger movement, or a more active one. And that's not the case yet with this particular crackdown. Those are just some thoughts off the top of my head on this, which sort of gives me the excuse to use some of this good video that I recently got of the arrests. Video which otherwise wasn't getting much attention. I generally won't travel out of my way for a story or a piece of video. It's all I can do to cover just what's happening in front of me. But if there is a likelihood of more events occurring on the grounds of the jail itself, I've got a pretty good setup for videotaping that at a distance. Even I might drive to Keene if there's going to be another demonstration at that jail, because I really do feel police mishandled it.
This program is brought to you by FreeKeene.com. FreeKeene.com features audio, video, and blogs chronicling the transition to a voluntary society. FreeKeene.com also has comments and discussion forums so you can be heard. FreeKeene.com.